And I have two boom poles here. I have one made by Rode and the other one made by Rycote. Just my opinion, and believe me, it's my opinion only, is I prefer this design by Rycote with not having the XLR connection point at the base of the pole the way that Rode does it. I understand that you don't want the mic cable all over the pole and in the way, but at the same time, plugging in at the base of the pole is going to damage the mic cable, because you know that your boom operator is going to rest the pole right on top of the XLR connector when he puts it on the ground. And the other thing I'd worry about is putting the pole on the ground with the XLR connector exposed. I don't want dirt and rocks to get up inside the connector, and then all of a sudden I'm having bad connection problems when I hook up my XLR. So I really don't think I'm a big fan of this design. On the Rycote pole, there's a couple things that, well, there's a couple things that I like and a couple things that I don't like. It does have a rubber stopper at the base of the pole, so when your boom operator does put it on the ground, it has a little bit of a shock absorber at the base, but at the same time it's sealed so dirt and rocks can't get into the pole. Because that's another thing you don't want, is you don't want a stray rock in the pole and you can hear it traveling up and down the shaft when you're tilting it. I like the locking device on the Rode pole better. It's a simple twist. Give it a twist and then just twist it off to lock. On the Rycote pole, it uses these little twists, and you only twist them just a little bit. You can see that it's yellow. Where are we here? You can see that it's yellow in this little window here, and that's telling me that the pole is locked. So when you give it a little twist so it's not yellow, I do it up there, you see how it's open? Now this pole is unlocked, and you just give it the slightest twist back to lock it. I prefer the other ones better. They seem to lock a lot tighter, because the problem with these are they unlock with the least little bit of a twist. They will unlock. Now remember, on the Rode pole, that because it has the XLR connector at the base of the pole, your shotgun just connects with this small jumper that goes that connects to the cable running down the pole. On the Rycote, it's a little different, because the XLR cable is going to come off the Rode mic handle and have to travel down the outside of the pole to get connected to the recorder. No matter what you do, you're not going to avoid the handling noise of these poles going back to the shotgun. They're just, because they're hollow, they're slippery, any little movement on this pole gets picked up by the shotgun microphone. And it's not just this pole, it's also the Rycote pole. It's any of these metal poles. So I've been trying to think of a way to deaden the sound so that handling noise isn't so much of an issue. Another thing is, especially new boom operators, when their first couple assignments, they grip these poles real tight just out of nervousness, and when you try to release the pole, because your hands sweat, your hand sticks to the pole a little bit, and when you pull your fingers away, it's really noticeable on the pole. So a lot of books suggest that you wear cotton gloves to help minimize the handling noise of the hand on the pole. But the cotton gloves are only good to the point that when you release your fingers up and down, it doesn't stick to the pole. But if you slide your hand up and down on the pole at all during recording, cotton gloves aren't going to prevent that sound from being picked up. I went out and I got tennis racket grip tape, to re-grip your tennis rackets, and it comes in a large roll. It's tacky on the back, and it secures to the boom pole nice and tight. And you just release the adhesive protector as you're going up and down the pole like this, and when you're finished it'll look like this. So on this Rycote pole I finished using the grip tape down the shaft of the pole. And another advantage it has is that if your hands are sweaty on an outdoor summer shoot, that the pole, this tape will definitely help give you a good grip even if your hands are sweating. So for just a few dollars for the grip tape, it comes with, most packets come with enough tape to rewrap 3 rackets. In this case I needed 2 sections to do the first large section of this particular pole. Now you remember that I opted to go with this Rycote pole that doesn't have the XLR connector at the base of the pole. So I have to find a way to, when I connect my mic cable to the shotgun, I need to secure this cable to the running parallel to the shaft of the pole so it doesn't make noise if it hits the pole. So what I use, and it's probably my favorite thing second to Velcro, are Bongo Ties. These rubber bands are very strong. There's a small little, looks like the head of a golf tee, they call it a bongo, at the end of the rubber band, it's just wrapped around. So when you want to secure a cable, all you have to do is take the bongo tie. In this case I'm going to wrap it around the shaft, probably twice. Don't have to overstretch the rubber band. Then you just pop the bongo around the end of the rubber band, and there you have it. You have a nice tight wrap of the cable to the pole. And the last thing I did to customize the pole was, even though this grip, this tennis racket grip, helps keep the hand dry, it definitely deadens the handling noise but doesn't remove it. In outdoor cold weather like here in New England, the winters when you're shooting outside, even with this tennis wrap, the pole, the metal shaft gets very cold, and the cold transfers to the wrap, and it doesn't really help to keep the hands warm. So what I did is I went over to the hardware store and I bought a tube of this insulation that goes around pipes. It's called pipe wrap. It's pre-slit. This comes 2 ways. It comes either pre-slit like this one, or another brand has these tapes on it. You peel the tape away, and when you wrap it around the pole, when you press it together, it stays permanently joined together. You don't want that kind. You want the kind that's pre-slit, and I'll show you why in a second. So you cut the insulation to length. In this case it's the bottom length of the pole. It's pre-slit, so all you have to do is, after it's cut, you just wrap it around the base of the pole like this. Right? Because it has no way to stay secure, you want to take a couple lengths of gaffer's tape and just wrap this around the pole and then gaff it off. The reason you want to do that is because this material against the grip, the tennis racket grip, when it's tight, it doesn't spin, which is really nice. So you don't have to worry about this. You don't have to worry about this cover making noise as it rubs against the first cover. So, and this really keeps the hands warm. There's no way that this cold pipe gets through this insulation to your hands. So it does 2 things. It helps muffle handling noise even more, and it keeps the boom operator's hands nice and warm during cold weather shooting.